We have got some massive news to cover in the world of MMA. Do I want to start with this story? No, let's start with this one. I want to get some fucking rage out about this. So, Justin Gaethje was pissed after Charles Oliveira got the title shot over him against Ilia Topuria. Gaethje feels like he was passed over in favour of Charles Oliveira. What Justin Gaethje and his management are looking for is some sort of guarantee that he will be next.
Bruh.
Now, look, I understand Justin Gaethje's been hitting the head an awful lot throughout his career, do you know what I mean? And I understand his brain might not be in the most healthy condition. But how does he come to this conclusion? Why would you ever be picked over Charles Oliveira? The only person that should be pissed over not being picked to fight Ilia is Arman Tsarukyan. Why would Justin Gaethje be picked? I actually don't understand that. Like, Ali Abdelaziz, stop filling your fucking fighters' heads with shit. And then to say he guarantee that he'll be next. No. Why would Gaethje be next? You're 1-1 in your last 2 fights. You beat Rafael Fiziev, who took the fight on short notice, who's actually thinking of fighting at featherweight. The guy's not even right inside the top 10, I don't believe. He took a fight on short notice against Rafael Fiziev. Before that, you got flatline KO'd against Max Holloway. I also seen them being like, well, actually, Gaethje was meant to get the title shot, but he put his title shot on hold so he could fight Max Holloway at UFC 300 to defend his BMF title. And he got slept. The title shot's past you. You're not getting it next. Like, I actually don't understand what goes through some people's brains. Like, how does Justin Gaethje deserve a title shot? And what has Justin Gaethje done recently to warrant a title shot? Beating Rafael Fiziev isn't it? Like, does Bahamontes, whenever he beats him at UFC Fight Night Azerbaijan, does he then, is it him and Gaethje arguing about who should fight for the title next because they both beat Rafael Fiziev?
Huh?
I don't understand this. Like, Justin Gaethje needs at least one more win. Justin Gaethje needs to fight either Arman Tsarukyan or Dan Hooker or Paddy Pimblett next. Those are your 3 options. Take your pick. And honestly, if the UFC have Justin Gaethje fight for the belt next, like, it just shows you the game's gone. I mean, like, I'm actually trying to think, like, what could be an argument for Justin Gaethje to get a title shot? There's literally nothing. Not one single point can be made as to why this guy should be fighting for the title. Paddy Pimblett called him out to October. Maybe Gaethje doesn't want to wait that long. He fought at UFC 313. Maybe he's healed up. Maybe, I think he did have some sort of injuries after the Fiziev matchup, so I don't know. Maybe he's still recovering. Maybe he isn't. Maybe he's ready to go. If he's ready to go, Arman says he's ready to go. Let's do Gaethje Arman. Or ideally, we rebook Dan Hooker versus Justin Gaethje for the co-main event of Dustin Poirier and Max Holloway. Like, you're not fighting. Justin Gaethje's closer, in my opinion, to fighting for the BMF belt again than he is of fighting for the undisputed title. Now, I agree. I don't think it should have been Oliveira against Ilia. Really, it should have been Islam. But besides that, it should have been Arman. But I'm glad we're getting Ilia versus Oliveira because it's going to be a better, more intriguing matchup than what Arman Tsarukyan is. And I know that shouldn't be how we look at things, but I am, so shut up. Gaethje, be pissed. Like, continue to be pissed. You're not fighting for the belt. There's no argument to be had for him to be fighting for the title. Moving back to the first news story I wanted to cover. Ilia Topuria and his brother have split from their coaches. Both parties live in different cities, and their multiple professional projects prevent them from collaborating in the same way they have always done. What professional projects? Just out of curiosity, like, what the fuck does that mean? Can someone clarify? But yeah, is this the start of the Ilia's downfall? Like, Ilia's got probably his biggest fight. Well, I suppose the Volkan. Well, each fight is probably going to be his biggest fight because he keeps growing in popularity. The stakes keep getting higher. Maybe the Volkanovski was the biggest matchup, but he's got a mega matchup here at UFC 317 against Charles Oliveira. Now, Oliveira is dangerous. And I know Ilia Topuria is a professional. He's been in the game for a very, very long time. I'm sure he knows what he needs to do to train, to keep himself ticking over and shit like that. But he needs a coach. He needs a head coach. Is it going to be his brother? I think his brother was coaching him for a while as well. Could be. But this is a public announcement to high-level MMA coaches. Reach out to Ilia Topuria. because we need this guy to beat Oliveira, because I need to see Ilia versus Islam. Yeah, it's not like I want to see it. Oh, I would love to see it. It would be great if that would happen. I need to see it. So fucking lock in and reach out to this guy and train him. Train him. Even if you have to pay Ilia to train him, and you're an elite mixed martial artist coach, pay him, because I need Ilia versus Islam. Moving on to talking about Ilia versus Islam. Ilia Topuria's brother says the perfect scenario is for Ilia and Islam to win and Ilia to fight for a third belt.
Bruh.
I'm gonna blow all over the screen. It keeps coming. What the hell? Yo, if that actually was to happen, I would fucking implode. Could you imagine that? Ilia, I don't know if he's actually big enough to fight at welterweight, but I suppose it's Islam and he's going to fight him at lightweight, so it doesn't really matter. Ilia, Islam, could you imagine that if Ilia wins the belt? Imagine if Ilia wins the lightweight title, Islam wins the welterweight title, Ilia gives up the lightweight title to move up and fight Islam. That there would be crazy, and would just ruin the lightweight division, so I kind of hope that doesn't happen, but this would be insane. I mean, could you imagine that? Ilia, Islam, Ilia had the chance to become the first ever 3-division UFC world champion. That would actually feed families. That would be insane. That would be awesome. But I think JDM's a really tough matchup for Islam. Like, I know, like, I still am in agreement with myself, like I said first time around, that Islam is going to sub him inside 3 rounds. I do believe that. But the more and more I see people saying JDM's going to win, I'm starting to think, like, JDM's big for the division. We've seen Islam struggle on the feet with the likes of a Poirier. I think JDM might not have as good takedown defense as Poirier, but he's got better get-ups than Poirier. In my opinion, he's a lot less easier to control on the mat. But then Islam had staff in the Dustin Poirier matchup, which is something you have to factor in. It is something you have to factor in, let's not pretend. But JDM just had the perfect fight camp for an Islam Makhachev. Islam's a way better grappler than Bilal, but it's the same like presence, if you know what I mean. Like, it's kind of like the same thing. I'm still going to go Islam, rear naked choke. I think what's going to happen is he's going to implement the grappling with JDM. I think JDM is going to do the right things and trying to scramble and get up, but then I think Islam Makhachev will be able to find his way to the back, get the hooks in, and submit him. I'm going for an Islam Makhachev sub over JDM. Don't know why we've got completely sidetracked into an Islam versus JDM prediction, but could you imagine this? Like, this would be insane. This is like Marvel Endgame type shit. Having Ilia, Islam, Ilia about to win the 3rd title. Like, that's crazy if that happens. I'm all for it. If this is what it takes for us to get Ilia versus Islam, I'm all for it. And finally, just another thing I want to talk about. Michael Morales coming off a big win over Gilbert Burns at a UFC Apex card. He said that he would like to return at UFC 320 in Mexico and names Ian Gary as an opponent that he would like to face. Now, this would be a really fun matchup, but Ian Gary deserves better. Now, I know a lot of people in the comments are going to disagree because they love to hate on Ian Gary. I think it's kind of like getting outplayed, to be honest. I mean, it's getting outplayed. Let's just be honest. Ian Gary is good. Let's stop pretending he's not. He's good. He is good. And I would like to see this matchup, but Ian Gary deserves to jump up in competition. Not that Michael Morales isn't good. I think Michael Morales is a great fighter. He's undefeated. I think he is a future title challenger for sure. But Ian Gary deserves someone up in the rankings. Like, what I'm thinking is Ian Gary, Joaquin Buckley after Joaquin Buckley beats Usman. Now, is Joaquin Buckley above Ian Gary in the rankings? I think. I could be wrong. But there's a bigger matchup than this. And like, Ian Gary deserves big matchups. Or if Shavkat Rakhmanov's going to take another fucking 6 years out of the cage, then Ian Gary versus Sean Brady is another matchup that I would like to see. And for Michael Morales, I think the fight is there for him. Leon Edwards, like, let's do Islam. Let's do Ilia. Yo, is my brain going to stop thinking of Ilia Islam? I mean, this is what this fight's doing to me. I can't stop thinking about it. Let's do Michael Morales versus Leon Edwards, UFC 319. I know you said he wants to come back at UFC 320. Tough shit. You're coming back at UFC 319. You took no damage. You're getting a big matchup against the former title the title holder in Leon Edwards at UFC 319. If you haven't, go check out my How to Book UFC 319 video. There's some banger matchups there, and that is where Michael Morales features. But this would be a really fun fight. Personally, for me, I would pick Ian Gary. I think Ian Gary's criminally underrated. He's a good striker. He does lack power. His fight IQ is next level. That is Ian Gary's best weapon, is his fight IQ. But yeah, let me know what you think of these stories in the comments below. And as always, we are so close to 1K. So thank you for the support. Like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. And I will see you again in the next one. Ow, that was sore.